The summer months may be coming to a close, but we still have lots of hot weather to get through here in Georgia. Hi guys, I'm Maddie, and to combat the heat, I decided to make a soothing summer salt soak for you guys to try out. You can use this soak on your feet or in the bath to relax, cool off, and add a little bit of luxury to your routine. So I'll stop rambling and let's get into it. So this recipe is pretty simple in that it only contains a few ingredients, but you'll want to make sure you're mixing everything up in the right order. So first up is just the dry ingredients. Of course, I'm using Epsom salt, which has been a bath time staple for hundreds of years. When it dissolves in water, it's said that the magnesium sulfate is absorbed through your skin to soothe the aching joints and muscles. I'm also going to be adding in a little bit of this really cool Andean salt, which is packed with minerals and will add an interesting touch to the soak. So I'm going to go ahead and dump this in and give it a nice good stir. Alright, now that we have that well incorporated, we can go ahead and add in our next ingredient, which is menthol crystals. I bet you were wondering how we were going to make it cooling, and menthol is the answer. So these are derived from peppermint essential oil. They smell great and leave a cool, refreshing feeling on the skin when used as intended. Menthol crystals come in large chunks, and I want the cooling effect to be evenly dispersed into the bath water when this soak is used. So I've got a mortar and pestle here to grind it up into a fine powder, and if you don't have this, you can crush it up in a plastic bag by hand, or you can use a blender. So I'm going to go ahead and dump it into my mortar and get to crushing, I guess. Alright, I think my menthol is nice and ready to go. It's nice and finely ground, so I can go ahead and add it to the rest of my dry ingredients. So I'm going to go ahead and dump it in, and make sure that you give it a stir with a whisk, and then you're ready to move on to the next steps. Alright, now that all my dry ingredients are ready to go, I went ahead and just set them aside, and let's tackle our wet ingredients. So I've got my fragrance already picked out, and because the menthol crystals have a light minty scent, I just went with bergamot to complement it. Just make sure you stick with a fragrance that's safe to use at the amounts required for this recipe in the bath. I also have some PEG 40 hydrogenated castor oil. So this is castor oil that has been chemically altered to be both water and oil soluble. It will not only act as a great emulsifier to keep the fragrance from leaving an oily film on the surface of your bath water, but it's also great at keeping your skin moisturized. So I'm going to go ahead and dump my fragrance in, stir thoroughly with my PEG 40. So before we add this into our dry ingredients, I'm going to go ahead and disperse some mica powder in there. Of course, this is optional, but I like to go the extra mile when we're doing this. So I choose this beautiful little baby blue teal color. And also I want to note that you want to make sure that your mica powder is FDA approved for use in bath water. So just make sure to check if it's safe to use in the bath products before you go to use them. Okay, now that I have all of this stirred up, let's go ahead and add this into our dry ingredients. So I find that folding it in with a spatula works best, but you can also work it in with your hands. And once it's evenly mixed up, you're already ready to package. So for my packaging, I just went with a clear jar here to really show off what we've made here. Of course, you can use anything, but I would use this. It's so beautiful. I love it. All right, so we're just gonna go ahead and spoon it in. This recipe yields for just under 20 ounces and can be scaled up or down using the percentages listed at the beginning of this video. So depending on the fragrance and where you source your raw materials from, it costs around $5 to make this amount. I'd sell it for about $7 to $10 and retail for about $12 to $16. So remember to factor in the cost of your labor and your products when figuring out how to price yours. I hope you guys enjoyed this video today as much as I did. I'm excited to go ahead and take this home and take a nice little relaxing bath. But before you go home and do the same, make sure you like and comment on this video if you have any questions or suggestions on what you want to see us make next. Again, I'm Maddie, and I can't wait to see you guys in the next video real soon.